people lack love because maybe they can't go home with their family, or it's just the world we live in now. There's a lot of hate inside the world. So I want to come from 1 Corinthians 1 through 13.
My Lord, come on.
Please stand.
Hallelujah.
Seeing when we have it.
Freedom, man of God, in the name of Jesus.
And it reads, if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. But where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of the childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we should see face to face. Now I know in part, then I should know fully, even as I'm fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
My Lord.
And you may be seated.
Come on, sir.
So some things I started thinking when I read back over the scripture. I read it a couple of times. One of the points that kept coming to me is we say we love, but we don't really mean it. What we're saying, and a lot of times, like this morning, I was feeling good. I was feeling good when I woke up, but then when something happened when I stepped outside. It was like my whole mood changed. I was all in a loving mood when I woke up this morning, but when I went outside, it's just like something hit me, and it was like I kind of really wanted to be bothered, and I didn't want to bring it to the church in the morning service. And right here it's saying, and so I had to pray, a matter of fact, because I didn't want to come before God not loving. And it says in the first verse, if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. So a lot of times we wonder why God's not answering us, and we feel like God's ignoring us, and it's because we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. And so it was like a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. When I'm playing the cymbal, it's kind of I can see the apostle was telling me to come down a little bit because I was so loud, and it's kind of like you're saying. It's kind of like saying, God, I'm asking you for this, but you were just mean to that person that cut you off while you was driving. So it's basically saying, God, it's me, but can you hear me? You can't hear me. It's like a clanging cymbal. And so it's I don't know if I've seen somebody do that before. I feel like I have, but I don't know. I just had to do that. It was like, it says, let me go here. So we sing, we love, but we don't really mean it. And we wonder why God's not answering us, because it's just like, we're stopping our blessing. We're not loving like we're supposed to. The next point I want to go to is, it's hard for us to love because we don't want to sacrifice. So my favorite verse with that is, I went to John 3:16. It said, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. But sometimes, I want to say, focus on that word only. It says, for God so loved the world, he gave his only son. And sometimes God is only asking for our only. Our only. So, a lot of times, it could be stuff like this. You got a free day off of work, but something's happening at the church. Like I say, so on Friday we went to feed the homeless. Even though I showed up late, I wasn't doing nothing, but it was free. And sometimes it's my only free day. It's my only day off. So sometimes God is calling us. God is asking for all of our only to come and serve. It's only asking for our only. He gave his only begotten son. So why is it so hard for us to step out and sacrifice a little bit of our time to serve? And then it said, but God demonstrates, I want to go to Romans 5 and 8 as well. It says, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this, while we were all sinners, Christ died for us. And me and Nico was talking about this, as a matter of fact, yesterday after we was finished rehearsing, of how, I don't know how Jesus did it, but if I knew the world was going to be like it is today, I wouldn't have died. I wouldn't have died on the cross. I wouldn't have died. I would have gotten up on the cross, because even Jesus didn't want to do it anyway. He didn't want to do it, but he did it. He did it. He thought he was worth saving. So a lot of times we're scared to sacrifice, but he gave his life. He gave his life for us, but we can't sacrifice a little bit of time. We can't sacrifice a little bit of our money to the person standing on the side of the street that doesn't have no food or nowhere to go or to sleep.
That's the Lord, my God.
All right. So then that leads me to my next point. It said, love your enemies. And a lot of times, since this is Men's Sunday, a lot of times we as men, we let our pride get in front of us. So, and I let my pride get in front of me sometimes as well. If it could be a text. It could be a text, and anything that can just throw you off. Somebody can say something wrong about you. People can say you're not going to amount to anything, say you're not going to be nowhere, say you're too young. And it says in Luke 6:27, but to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. If someone slaps you in the cheek, turn to the other also. If someone takes your coat, do not withhold your shirt from them. Give to everyone who asks you, and if anyone takes what belongs to you, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you. And a lot of times I have to think about what if it was me? I don't know if they're having a bad day, so that's why a lot of times I don't react the way that I want to. Like, even though it's hard, I just have to be quiet. It's people I work with that say a lot of stuff. I tell them I'm very, very involved in the church, and there'll be things that come up during the work schedule that now I don't have to go to, but they kind of force me, and they kind of say, that's just a front. I'm just trying to get out of it, or I'm not that serious about it.
Come on.
And a lot of times we let words get to us. We let words play with our mind.
Right.
And a lot of times we like to react instead of just give it to God.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to finish up here with Romans 13:10. It says, love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. So, in anything, I just want to say, you can't do anything without love. In order to have faith, you have to have love. Nothing's going to work without love. So that's what I want to leave you with in the couple of minutes I had. So I thank you for your time. And honor to God, thank you.